Hi, I would like to make some tutorials on the Bruch violin concerto, the number 1. First of all, it's important to note that he wrote 3 violin concertos, plus Fantasy, Scottish Fantasy for the violin, which is a very beautiful work. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it right now. In regards to this work, it was dedicated to Joseph Joachim, who was a Hungarian violinist and composer as well as a pedagogue, and one of the most important or iconic characters of violin history during the Romantic period. It's very important to note that in this concert, or in this concerto, in my perspective at least, there are a lot of Hungarian elements or things that we could find in Hungarian and gypsy music. For example, some rubatos, as well as the gloomy character at the beginning. So we'll start with open string. I personally like to play the octave higher. I mean, place the finger 1 octave higher and vibrate. I think that it changes the sound. It's a personal preference. Here I go to 3rd position. Same finger. And that was the first bar, right? Then when it comes next, I like to start on 3rd position with the 3rd finger. Then 1st finger. And then I catch the last note with the 3rd finger instead of the 4th, because the vibrato is not so good there, and the sound quality, I should work on it. Then what we have next is play it in 3rd position. So 1, 3, B flat, D natural. And then 1st position, B flat, very important. And then I remain here in 1st position. And here I cross. And then the octave here, very important. I like to start with the bow down. Many people, and as well as in many versions, they start up. Personally, I prefer it down. There I cross to 3rd. And then we have the same thing 1 octave higher, pretty much. So 3, 1, and then 4, 3, and then the open strings here, right? In this part, I like to play in a hybrid between 2nd and 3rd position. So I stretch my 1st finger, the index, and I use the same finger to play both. Opa, my bad. So 1, 0, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, and then 2, 4, 1. And then same finger, 4, 2, and then same finger. And then I prepare the octave. And then 4, 2, and then here, and then the octave. For this one, it's important to prepare the change from before. Here I like to remain on second position, and now I'll explain how I like to practice this passage and how I like to tackle it. As I mentioned, I like to remain in second position. My favorite interval on the violin is the perfect fifth. I think it's the most useful, if not, or one of the most useful, at least. First, we tune the violin in fifths. Second, if we have our hand properly positioned, it means that we wouldn't need to move too much our arm or wrist, right? So I like to start there with the fifth, and then sixth, and then I do a substitution. I swap the second finger for the third, and then 4-3. Very important to note that here I keep a hybrid between what we could call first and second position. And then over that I add the higher voice. So first the fifth, and then the third finger. And then here the swap, and then so here very important, I either with the finger or with the wrist, and then 3-4-3, and then 1, and we stretch the fourth, and then fifth, and then the second. And that will be the first part, this first part. Now I will play it one more time, this passage. And then we go to a very, very beautiful part, which is, it feels to me like spring or like heaven after winter, when you see the flowers and the weather is nice and you can go outside without wearing 1,000 layers of clothes. That's how it feels, this passage, to me. Here, in regards to the election of fingerings that I use, or I like to use, I try to avoid E string as much as possible, mainly because to me it sounds too brilliant, and I try to stay on higher positions as much as possible. So here I will start with third position. First. Third. And then go back to first. It's the kind of thing that is not necessary, and it could sound almost the same way if I didn't do it, but I like to do it. I love this portamento. Then I play it with a harmonic. Normal one, third position. Of course in tune. And then I go to fifth position. Third. First. And then I go to fifth. I substitute the first finger for the second. And then second position. Fifth. And then substitute with the first. And then I cross to E string, third position. And then the A flat. And then third position. And then same finger. And then third. I remake here in here I cross to first position on the C. And I like to play the F with the second finger. And I do this with the third. The F with second. A with fourth. And then F and the D in third position. And then it goes to first position. Remaining the same string. I like to remain in the same string. And that will be the first part of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that it was useful for you.